Hi everyone, it's Robin. I'm back. So I have a tutorial for you today. I'm in the process of mass producing these little, I'm going to call them journal embellishment boxes that I'm making for some crafty friends. And I thought that I would just do a tutorial since I'm making them anyway. This may be... it may take me a couple of videos, I may have to do a couple of different parts, but this is what it is. I don't have the front decorated yet, and as you can see, there's a little bit of gap, but by the time that it fills up, I was allowing for that. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll put something like this on the front of this one. I don't know. Don't know yet. Haven't decided that, but this is what they look like. This is magnetized. And you open them up, and over here on this side, there's a December daily. I picked this up at Tuesday morning, and I got several of them. I'm still trying to get, like, all the sticky off up here. I have used everything that I know of where I was trying to get that price sticker off, but I guess I'll just keep working on it. But it has this slide-in pocket here. And these are chipboard covers, so it just slides in there to where you can write and work in, all right here where everything's handy. And then you have a really deep pocket over here on this side that's lower that you can tuck all kinds of crafty goodness in. And then there's a little accordion pocket up here at the top. Now what I was thinking is this doesn't necessarily have to be for Christmas or a December daily. You could adjust this and, adapt it for anything that you needed it to be adapted for. For any season or holiday, or just as a little crafty gift. So let's get started. I'm going to move this out of the way. And, oops, sorry. Let me get a drink real quick. Okay, so, sorry you all, I had to get a drink. I'm trying not to cough. So some of the tools that you're going to need is, you're going to need a corner rounder, some scissors, a bone folder. This is just something that I used to cut my score tape. A ruler, your paper trimmer, your scoreboard, a plethora of wet glue and adhesives, and then your cardstock. You're going to need chipboard as well as cardstock. You'll need 110-pound weight cardstock, as well as just your regular, like, 65-pound weight, and then your decorative papers. So I have all these here, and I already have them pre-cut, thinking that will speed things along a little bit. So on your covers, you're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard that measure 8 inches by 9.5 inches. And then for your spine, you'll need one that's 2.5 inches by 9.5 inches. And I'm going to try to move some of this stuff out of the way. I actually wrote down the measurements of all this as I was going, which is odd for me. I normally don't do that. And then you're going to need, to cover your chipboard, you're going to need 2 pieces of, and this is where your 65-pound cardstock comes in. You'll need 2 pieces that measure 10.5 by 12, and it's going to be just a tad bit longer. I think I've already cut these down. Let me look. They're going to be just a little bit longer, but I'll show you what you'll need to do. Let me see. Yeah, I have. I've already cut them down. So you get those, and then we're going to tape them together. And I'm using score tape here. I do suggest that you use something very adhesive, you know, that's really strong. Very adhesive, oh my goodness. That's really, really strong when you're putting this together, because you want it to last, right? So I'm going to try not to get my head in the way here. Well, if I could quit shaking. Okay, so those are together now. You need to burnish them really good. Then what we're going to do, this where it's straight. I don't really have enough room to work here, do I? I'll just stick that down in there. Move that out of the way. Okay, so we're going to start with our spine first, because what we're going to do is we're going to place our spine here. And a little trick that Ginger from my sister Scrapper taught me a long time ago, is to help keep your covers straight. If you'll just take, because this is going to be a 1/2 of an inch border, if you'll just take and score part of your papers at 1/2 of an inch, then that will help you keep everything nice and straight. So there we go. That's how you do that. Whoops. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get some glue on here. And I used to use like my Xyron machine to put my covers and stuff on, but you have to, once that adheres, you really don't have any wiggle room whatsoever. So I found that this fabric tack is great if I can get enough of it squeezed out. I'm going to have to go get some more supplies today. I am running out quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our spine in the center of this, leaving, and then using our score line down here to keep it lined up. And there we go. That looks pretty straight. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing for our front and our back. Golly. Sorry guys, I know that this is pretty boring. This is about as boring as watching paint dry, I'm sure, getting all this glue on here. I don't know why it isn't wanting to come out. Oh, it's frustrating. Okay, so next piece. We're going to put it down, and then we're going to leave us a nice little, about 1/4 of an inch gap. And then we're going to do the same for our other piece. Golly. So I heard that we were supposed to get some snow come the end of the week. That sounds like fun, huh? We went from record-breaking highs for the month of October to snow. Okay. So there we go. Leaving a 1/4 inch gap. Now, you'll notice that there's more on this end and this end than what you need, because you just need to, you'll just need to put it in your trimmer like this, and put it to where your chipboard lines up with the 1/2 inch, and then just go ahead and cut that off. And you could put that in your scrap pile to use to mat something if you wish. Remove that. It's hard to do tutorials on this back table like this. I just don't have the width. But there's no way I could show you my scrapbooking table right now because it is one more hot mess. Okay, so we do that, and then we're going to miter our corners. You know, if you all already know how to cover chipboard, then you can just fast forward through this. Trying to find a pencil that's sharp. There we go. So when you miter your corners, you leave about 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch gap. This little tool right here, I bought from Scrabba-Dabba-Doo years ago, but I don't believe that they're open anymore. So I can't tell you to go over there to get one. I'm not sure what happened to them. I know I was looking for, that was one of the things that I actually wanted to buy and put in a giveaway, because it's one of my favorite tools. But I really don't know where to find one. I guess Amazon. Okay, so see, you miter your corners like this, leaving about 1/4 inch gap. So then we're going to put some score tape on here. This little thing is called, what is it called? Perfect Trimmer. Yeah, it came out like in 2012. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump the camera. Okay. now we're just going to bend these up. Go ahead and get this covered. Oh, wow. I seriously do not have enough room. Okay, here we go. I hope that I'm in frame. I'm just burnishing this to where it will help my cardstock bend over a little bit easier. And then I start in the middle and then work my way over all the way down and then burnish it really good to where it will stay, and then square it off to make it a nice fold. And then same thing here. We just kind of start working the paper a little bit, and then remove our score tape. I need to pull my trash can over here. Okay. And let's work this side. Start in the middle. Oops, I've got a little wrinkle there. Getting in too big of a hurry. There we go. And then on the ends, I'm going to do the same thing like this, but I think you all have seen me, have seen me do my ends where you fold them back in like so. You just fold them back in to where you don't have points sticking out. And then same thing here. Start in the middle, work your way to both of your ends, and then burnish it really, really good. And you all, if you don't have, if you like working with black cardstock and you don't have a Teflon bone folder, I highly suggest that you get one, because the your bone folders that are just normal bone folders like this that are plastic, they will leave shiny marks on your paper, and that irritated me for the longest time until I learned about these Teflon bone folders. I'm sure that Amazon has them, but they're so nice, and I just love them. Nothing sticks to them. But as you can see, I've about worn mine out. Do you see there where there's a big gap? I'm not going to say I'm hard on my tools. I've had that for, golly, bukus of years. I use them, and where I do so much burnishing, there's a perfect little groove right there. That's about a ½ inch over where I've done so many books. Okay, so there's that. Now we want to cover the inside. Whoops, gosh, oh, I'm so sorry. We want to cover the inside of our book here. Yeah, we want to go ahead and do this. So you will need 2 pieces of cardstock. I don't know if these are cut correctly or not. I just grabbed a couple. And this is just like the 65-pound weight. Let's see, are they cut? Cut it. Whoops, sorry. I was trying to look at my notes over here, guys. Sorry. So you're going to need one that is 9 1/4. That's 9 1/4 by 12. Those were almost... I made a mislick last night. That's why I have these oddball papers. And then you'll need one more that is 9 1/4 by 7 7/8. So again, one of these for your inside is 9 1/4 by 12, and the other one is 9 1/4 by 7 7/8. And so you're going to start with your, you're going to start with the one that's 12 inches long. And it's going to come all the way over and cover your spine. Ugh. And I'm going ahead and putting it on my spine really, really good. Hopefully I can get this on here before it starts drying. I do not know why my fabric tack isn't wanting to come out, but sure enough, if I leave it sitting upright, it will start bubbling over. I have a love-hate relationship with fabric tack, guys. Fabric tack and Beacon 21. I mean, Beacon 21. Beacon 2-in-1. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're just going to move it over here so I can see. Stand up. Yes, I'm crafting in my jammies. Get a paper towel. The love part of fabric tack and Beacon 21 is how easily it cleans up. You know, when you have spillage and stuff. That's the love part for me. It just comes off like a, well, just really easily. Okay, and then our next piece will just come over, and one thing that you can do, if I can find it, is go ahead just real gingerly and start working your paper where your spine is. You know, like the bends of your spine. I'm going to work that spine really good because I want it to be pretty for me. And then you just start working it and bending and working and bending just to get it. Plus it will help you see for your placement of this second sheet. Oh, I'm gonna have a bubble. Oh, maybe it'll work itself out. It is. Thank you. Okay. So I've used, over the years, I've used my ATG gun to do this. I have used score tape. I've used my Xyron, as I said before. And I've found that for longevity, your ATG gun, it's a waste of time because it's going to start falling apart on you. Because I don't think that it's intended for, I don't think that the adhesive is intended for bookmaking. And it does fall apart. I didn't know that, before until now. So, and score tape, it will as well. So my suggestion is to use score tape and adhesive if you want to use the score tape to do these. Because I just found that they're needed. And wet glue, it takes it longer to dry, and that's irritating. But wet glue is it's what I suggest. And you can use fabric tack, or you can use Scotch Quick Dry or Art Glitter Glue. Just wet glue stands up longer over the course of time. That's what I've found. Trying to get all that glue off. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so there we go. We have our front cover and our inside covered. Now, what we need to do is, let's see where I'm at on time. 28 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and show you about the closure that we're going to use, because that needs to be our next step. So you're going to need a piece of 110-pound cardstock, because this is going to be your closure and it's going to be used quite a bit. So use the heaviest cardstock you can get your hands on. And so this piece needs to be 7 3/4 inches long by 3, and then you're going to put it in your scoreboard, and you're going to score. You're going to score at 2.5 inches and 5 1/4 inches on the 7 3/4 inch side. And of course I'd already done that. But then I rounded my corners. So you'll need to do that. And then go ahead and fold them. And let's see. Let's say, okay, that's my front. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to find about the middle. That looks about like the middle to me. And we're going to put some score tape as well as some wet glue on here. And this is what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. It just holds up better. You know, I can think of albums that I made several years ago, and I even gave them as gifts, and I can't help but to wonder, you know, did they fall apart? Because I know the ones that that I have here, which are very few, that I've saved, put all of those, you know, put all that time into it, and it's disheartening when it falls apart. And embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me now to think that I gave someone a gift and it fell apart. So now I do everything that I can to make it last. I know that, you know, if it's gently used, it will last for years, but it is paper, so I'm going to go ahead and just put some Scotch Quick Dry on here. Plus, if you're using the wet glue with your, like your Scotch Quick Dry, you have a little bit more wiggle time, where if you're just using the ATG tape, you know, once it's stuck, it's stuck. So I'm just going to raise this up and try to find my middle, where I think's about my middle. I do not have a measurement here, but that looks about good, right, I guess. Is that good? It's a little off, but it's stuck. It's a little off, but that's okay. It will work just fine. Yeah. See, I don't have my pad over here that has my things on it. It's going to bug me a little. It'll be okay. It'll be okay, Robin. It's just a thing. So the next thing that we need to do is go ahead and put our magnets on here. And I have these super strong magnets that I get from, I buy them on eBay. Someone had asked where I get my magnets, and I just get them on eBay. Hopefully I'm in frame. I think I'll do this and then I'll stop because I'm at 30 minutes already, a little over 30. And I'll come back and do another part for you all. Oh, get over here, you little booger. Ah. Stop it. Okay. There we go. So then what I do to make sure that they're lined up on the front is I just simply drop them on there like that. And then I need a couple more pieces of... So when you pick it up, are you watching? When you pick it up, make sure that it's on the magnetized side, you know, that it's down. Or you can lay your score tape that's sticky with sticky side up, and then just drop your magnet on top, and that way you know for sure that you have it on the right side. Otherwise, it won't stick for you. And so I'll do it again to where you can see, and then just drop it like that. Actually, I need my score tape down just a little bit. Okay, you watching? Just drop it and it'll land where you need for it to. And then you'll just bring this up and have your, bring your book up to where it's the right fold. And we're going to Sorry, I'm trying to, about need 3 hands there, don't I? I'm going to fix this to where our sticky tape will be down and where it needs to be. And then I just will slide my Come on now. Why are you being so hateful? Isn't it funny how when you're making a video, some of the weirdest things happen? Things that normally you just, they don't happen. I think it's because you're trying to talk and do it too or something. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to stop here. So we have our front and back covers, our inside covered, and our closure with our magnets installed. So I'll come back in the next part and we'll go ahead and cover our book and do our insides. So I'll talk to you in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching. Bye.